Hello and welcome back to Heroes of the Dorm 2016. I'm Cloaken, joined by SolidJake, Kulinski, and we've got one more match for you. Cal Berkeley, the Golden Mishas versus San Jose State, Drew's Dudes. I'm excited about this match because we didn't know this match was happening.
I don't even know what to expect.
Yes.
Honestly, Cal Berkeley just re-qualified last night, essentially.
Yeah. So for those of you that are
Jinx.
unaware, we did have a situation where Harvard basically was disqualified from an earlier round. Cal Berkeley is back in it now. They defeated Indiana Purdue yesterday on basically a requalification match for the Super 16. So they're in it. They're back. They're ready to throw down. This is the returning champs from last year, Cal Berkeley, the Golden Mishas, and these guys are ferocious.
Look at those results. Neither of these teams have lost based on our results. 12-0 and 10-0. Average game length, 16 minutes. Pretty darn even. But the average KD is definitely in favor of Berkeley.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about San Jose State. We'll get to Berkeley in a second. These guys are really solid. They're a newer team to Heroes of the Storm, but they have been playing really, really well together. They love team fight-oriented strats, so they focus a lot on team fights. They love maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen, and of course, strong play by Judgment and Exerted. Those are kind of the cornerstones of this team. They put the team together through the Spartan Star League, which is the esports club on their campus, and they have been doing really well this game right here. You see them with multi-level leads over their opponents. Incredible takedowns, good heroic synergy coming out of these teams. As you said, average game time right now is sitting at 16:44. They know how to finish games, but let's look at Berkeley.
Well, the final point I want to say about Drew's Dudes is just that Tomb of the Spider Queen, that is their map.
That's
our first map, so that's a big deal for them. But yes, of course, we do have Cal Berkeley, the Golden Mishas. Now, Cal Berkeley, they're actually the reigning champions.
Yes.
They won Heroes of the Dorm last year versus ASU, but this is a full new squad coming on in here for 2016.
Yeah, let me talk about this. Kill counts from matches previously in Heroes of the Dorm. Let's look at these numbers. 37-1, 40-4, 30-3, 32-1. These guys are stone cold killers.
Yeah,
Jake, they are
monstrous.
They are taking out heroes left and right. Do not hide in a bush. Do not stand in the light. They are coming for you, and they are going to clear you out. You know, we spoke with Taeyeon, their captain, yesterday, right after their win against Indiana Purdue, and these guys, they had such a, just like a, I don't know how to call this, very still, stable, calm, we want to win, we only want to win.
Pure motivation, yeah. Just like, there was no question of whether or not they thought they would be second place. It's like, we're either the best or we're the worst.
Yeah, and you know, I like that about them, because given the unique situation around them being back into this tournament, it was so cool to hear Taeyeon say, we don't want to be seen as a team that doesn't deserve this. We do deserve it. We're going to prove it to you.
Yeah.
And we're going to prove it in a dominating fashion. So we're going to see exactly how they put that to the test here. We know that Tomb of the Spider Queen is a map that Drew's Dudes, San Jose State, feels super comfortable on. It's the one that, you know, they want to build team fights around. They love this map. So, I mean, if Cal Berkeley can dominate them on that battleground, it's going to put them in such a rough mental state going into game 2. So we'll see.
We also have to mention that Panda Jigu of, Heroes of the Dorm last year, one of the champions at Cal Berkeley, is actually one of their coaches. And, Panda Jigu, not only does he have a lot of experience, he has great drafting knowledge when it comes down to everything, and he's super, super well-rounded in every aspect of the game. So having him as a mentor, an analyst, a coach, in all aspects of that is really going to bolster their power as a team, because individually, they're all mechanically so very strong, and having that brain behind that power is going to make them a really powerful new roster.
Yeah, even their processing of their games with Harvard was they were disappointed in their play. They processed it. They knew that they should have taken those games, and they're going to prove it again here today. We are right now ready for the draft. This is going to be game 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Cal Berkeley, the reigning champs, versus San Jose State, the upcomers and new team. Do they have what it takes to take this match off of Cal Berkeley? We're going to find out soon. Cal Berkeley with an immediate ban on Greymane. San Jose State with an immediate ban on Li Ming. Of course, Li Ming, a hero we've seen played by Cal Berkeley a lot in the previous rounds. 4 times on Sage Mode. Sage Mode loves that hero, so nice call by Berkeley to ban him out. And of course, Rhaegar, on the other hand, is Judgment's favorite hero. He's played that hero 9 times in the previous games, so that is definitely his go-to if it's available. And right now we see the first pick up by Cal Berkeley, Thrall, followed by Zagara on San Jose State. So interesting choice to just go with the strong laning heroes right now on both opposing teams here in Tomb of the Spider Queen. Of course, the vision strength of Zagara, wow, backed by the Zool as well. So such a monstrous lane presence. So much control there on the side of San Jose State just out of the gate.
Make a priority on the laners, but I love this response from Berkeley. They realize that they need to be able to match not only the laning, but they need to be able to match the vision. And not only does Tassadar provide a lot of strong vision, he enables strong play out of Stitches, and he also is a great response to the creep tumors of Zagara. Oh, there's the Stitches immediately. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stitches an interesting pick for them. We haven't seen a ton of Stitches play out of Cal Berkeley yet in their run in this tournament, but we know that they've been practicing a variety of strats. They're very comfortable on multiple heroes, and as you mentioned, such a great hero to pair with the Tassadar. With that vision, providing all the vision Stitches needs to land those game-changing hooks.
Really
getting those early picks.
Okay, well, we are now going to the second ban phase, and they're just respecting the power of Tyrande, Tassadar, Stitches.
Yeah.
Super well-rounded, trio of heroes. It's like a great foundation for a team. So just get that out of there, and we actually see a ETC ban because, I mean, honestly, a mosh pit after a Maw can just win a fight.
Yeah, Mosh Pit Maw, we've seen it devastate teams already in this tournament and outside this tournament. This is just such a powerful combination of heroics, and the Rhaegar going the way of support for San Jose State. Rhaegar, he's honestly been probably the highest pick support that we've seen thus far in this tournament. These teams are very comfortable playing him. And Falstad as well for San Jose State. Not a hero we see a ton of on
Not on Tomb, but it's still a safe pick. If you're worried, you want that. We talk about like second chances in fights.
Yeah.
And Falstad is the perfect hero for that. You just gust, save your hero, give him that second chance.
It's a good call for sure, and I think that will give them some comfort knowing that they potentially have an opportunity to make a mistake or two here and still have the backup of Falstad to
tons of flexibility.
Not only get them out of troubling situations, but also to add control if they can catch heroes out. And there on the side of Cal Berkeley, the Uther pickup for their support.
Interesting.
Interesting, because we still have heroes like on the table. Wow, Kael'thas.
The first Kael'thas of the day. Now, Kael'thas is a hero that's undergoing a lot of changes in a future patch, but he's not very common in competitive Heroes of the Storm right now because he just feels a little bit weaker than like Li Ming or even Jaina. But he does have a really powerful kit when it comes to lane clear. Yeah. And on Tomb of the Spider Queen, when those Web Weavers are summoned, he throws that chain bomb into the mess of all the minions and the explosions that go everywhere. It really does help him handle any kind of push.
Yeah, and of course, a hero that as you move towards the late game just gets scarier and scarier. Here's one of his heroics. This is Phoenix, typically used to zone out opposing teams a lot like Rainer's Hyperion, but also used sometimes to siege. We see Phoenix used in a variety of capacities, just a lot of area damage available to him through the use of that heroic. His other heroic is Pyroblast. We don't see it all that much, but it is a single target damage dealing heroic that can do a ton of burst.
I don't know if we'd see that with Ancestral on the table.
Yeah.
Who knows? You never know. It's definitely a stylistic thing that some heroes are willing to do. If they go Gathering Power, that could mean that Pyroblast is going to be an option that Kael'thas is looking to do. But San Jose, they need one more pick. They don't have a warrior just yet. Muradin is still a very strong option, believe it or not, and I would be shocked if it was anyone else.
The Dibbles. Big red coming in here for San Jose State. Interesting choice by them, the APOC Maw combo. Here's Big Red right now. See him. We'll see his Shadow Charge Overpower combo all throughout this game. If he can catch a hero out, he essentially throws him over their shoulder, stuns him, and basically it's an auto built-in body block from the opposing team. So, and of course his heroic abilities, Apocalypse and Lightning Breath. Apocalypse, a huge stun. If you can catch teams off guard or even just catch them in a stun with another lockdown, it can really turn fights around.
He is a powerhouse of a hero. He forces the issue, and I love the synergy potential with Zool. If you get flipped and shadow charged and the whole deal with Bone Prison attached to you, you're going to be sent so far from home and locked into place, and there's some really cool synergy that could be there.
Yep, I'm excited to see this Kael'thas. I want to see exactly what Berkeley has been working on. We have yet to see them play Kael'thas, so I feel like this is a strategy they must have been working on quite a bit.
We'll keep a close eye on the build for Kael'thas, that's for sure, because honestly, it's really hard to tell exactly what they have in store for us.
So what do you think here now that we've seen the draws? Does San Jose State have what it takes to get wins off Cal Berkeley? Now, Cal Berkeley, this team in particular, is not one that we've had a lot of opportunity to study. I mean, even just to be quite frank, we really only knew exactly who was going to win that match last night. So we haven't even had a ton of time to study up on their play styles. So, and we're already seeing a hero that we haven't seen them play. So hard to know exactly what we're going to get out of this.
It's hard to judge. And Diablo with Falstad is such a powerful pair. Like, if they manage to land a big Mighty Gust Apocalypse combo, it can absolutely dismantle the enemy team with with everything in store. So Diablo's not a very common solo warrior. But they can definitely make it work. If that's what they're comfortable doing, that's a style of play we could definitely see be very strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we should jump into it. This first game on Tomb of the Spider Queen, Cal Berkeley, reigning champs. Reigning champs versus San Jose State. Drew's dudes. I just had one of those weird time warp moments.
All right, guys. On the blue side, we have San Jose with Judgment playing as Rhaegar exerted on Falsehead. Asian Little Boy playing the big red Diablo, Dancing Drone on Zool, and Purple Monkey on the Zagara.
Diablo not so red with that skin tint on, but on the red side, Cal Berkeley, reigning champions, Taeyeon on Thrall, Hampro on Tassadar, Overwatchers on Stitches, Lamvisionant with Uther, and Sage Mode on that Kael'thas. Will the reigning champs be able to pull it out here against San Jose State? We will find out shortly on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Head on over to Twitter. Let's hear what you think. Hashtag Here's the Dorm and vote for your favorite team. Hashtag vote SJSU or hashtag vote Cal. What do you think? Who will take this game 1 in the Super 16?
And tweet me pictures of exploding eagles, because apparently that's a thing. That shouldn't be a thing.
What?
Well, I don't know, man.
That's crazy.
Well, let's get on here into this game. We can see a lot of the early talents being selected. Black Soulstone, and actually stylistically, we're seeing the aggressive shield on Zool at level 1. Wow. Generally, we go for the evade, but this is going to do 10% of any hero's damage when he's around them. And this is it's kind of a response to that Thrall, Uther, Stitches, the trio in the front line.
Yeah, absolutely. And man, you saw the burst damage on Diablo with that coordinated damage. And Diablo, not a hero with a small health pool, so when this team aligns their focus, they can truly deal out and dish out the damage. Right now, we're just seeing that 4-1 setup, this roaming set of 4 here, moving between the top and mid lane, and then the lone heroes there in the bottom, Zagara versus Thrall, holding it down.
All right, well, yeah, this is the classic bottom lane that we tend to see here with Zagara versus Thrall. Really, it's all about Purple Monkey trying to get a decent bit of creep spread throughout, not only to just dominate the lane and have the regen, but to provide vision for any potential threats of enemy heroes rotating within.
All right, Dancing Drone getting caught out here on Zool.
Body blocks.
Will he be able to be supported by his team here? The Bone Prison does go down on Stitches.
The Shadow Charge into the tower on Overwatcher, though.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fierce.
That is fierce. Overwatcher just lumbering back to safety here. He will tap the well to try to get back into the fight. Stitches, that was a quick turn, man.
Yeah, but no deaths. Surprisingly, everybody manages to slip away with their lives. Good bits of damage throwing out everywhere, but it's really just about the gem collection right now. 26-16, 10 over for Cal Berkeley. Far superior with their, just managing of the lanes of minions, not only for the experience, but for the collection of the 3 gems per wave.
Yep, absolutely. We've heard them saying that they're focusing on objective play. They want to be able to take team fights, but they know that, just like Arizona State said, good, clean, objective play is the key to victory here, especially on maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen, where if you can get an advantage early and continuing to build on that advantage throughout the game, you can essentially just keep adding pressure until you walk away with the win.
All right, well, we do have a full-on AP Falstad in this game, really rising in popularity ever since the most recent patch. And Venom spawns for Zagara, and a nice hook with the stun there onto Rhaegar. The Gravity Lapse does connect, but the Living Bomb just shy of the kill with the Chain Heal coming out at the last moment. Yeah,
nice coordinated damage there, but not enough to take Judgment out. Cal Berkeley still roaming in this 4-man here, but
this Diablo play is what I like to see.
Yep, he forces the fight, man. You don't want to see that guy charging you in the face.
Sounds like the nightmare, like the ultimate nightmare. For if there's anything I wouldn't want to happen to me in Heroes of the Storm, like in real life, it's Diablo charging into my face.
And then throwing you over his shoulder like a toy ragdoll.
Wow. The hooks are on point, though. Gravity Lapse connecting, huge damage from that Kael'thas, but it won't be enough for the kill.
Now the question on this battleground is who can control these turn-ins. We've seen it time and time again all day today. The team that can control that, have vision, prevent the other team from turning in, eventually tends to snowball the objective in their favor. So right now, Cal Berkeley trying to set up to be in a good position to do that. Taeyeon trying to hold it down here against Zagara. Working well for him right now, and of course, looking at the gem count, we see a full 50 gems on the side of Cal Berkeley, so they do have enough for a full turn-in if they can get them all turned in. And right now, Drew's dudes on the side of San Jose State just a little bit behind.
Yeah, not too far behind. Nice hook there once again, but Exerted happy to just barrel roll on back. Well worth cooldown for cooldown. 14 attempted, will be successful here by Ham Pro on the Tassadar, and they're getting ever closer to that first turn-in.
Yeah, interesting to see San Jose State just sort of allowing them those early turn-ins. They know they can get away with a couple being turned in before they're going to start accruing those web weavers. And of course, when the first pass of web weaver comes, we tend to see a tower or two in multiple lanes start to drop, and that's where we see that slow experience gain begin to happen for these teams. So that first web weaver tends to tell a pretty steady tale that we've seen all tournament. If you can control it and maintain that control, nice, good, clean play, you have a good shot at the win. So.
One thing I would like to see changed here on the side of San Jose is to just kind of put that fall side in the top lane, try to get Diablo and Zool together to potentially rotate down to the bottom. Since they have all that vision from the creep spread, they can abuse that. Try to find Thrall overextending just a little bit and get the mega lockdown from those heroes. Pair that with the damage output of Zagara, it's an easy gank opportunity.
Here we see Cal Berkeley with the opportunity to turn in their gems, and I mean, San Jose's just sort of letting them have
giving it up.
Yeah.
This is really bizarre, and that's an easy first web weaver for Cal Berkeley that seemed like they didn't even have to work for.
Yeah, and here we see them cleaning out their wave right now to allow those web weavers to get as far forward as possible. Nice pickup on Diablo, but again,
he can flip you in return. You don't want to be too ham here.
Yeah, you got to be careful. They're going to try to get down to that bottom lane and push that one out as well before these web weavers get into place. It looks like that will be a little bit of more of a challenge for them, and this web weaver will have to stop here early, but they'll clean it out quickly, allow them to get on that wall as quick as possible. So this is interesting. How much can they get out of this push? Will they get multiple towers? But this is that experience lead that we'll start to see snowball here in the early game. Can Cal Berkeley capitalize?
Yeah, I mean, it's a late enough turn-in that both teams are starting to get close to level 10. And if they do manage to get like all 6 towers, it's going to put them in such a huge situation. So they're being very good at just escorting this, forcing the response here on the side of San Jose into the bottom lane. And they're not going to push in past this tower. They're going to get this, rotate up. Although they don't have the middle web weaver, they can still do a ton of damage to that mid lane.
Yeah, and we'll see. It looks like they're waiting a little bit. Will they rotate or will they push the issue? They stand on the cusp of level 9, but they won't have heroics, so I think the wise move is to back out.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go to mid, honestly.
Yeah, it seems like they could have gotten a couple towers there while they finished out that web weaver, so yeah, maybe we're seeing them just playing even more patient than we expect.
Okay, well, Zool is doing his best to get that turn-in into the top lane, and that will give a full turn-in here on the side of San Jose. So they managed to mitigate most of the damage from the early turn-in. We'll see if they can turn things around in their favor and get level 10 first.
Yeah, and look at that. That top lane's already pretty well pushed out for San Jose State. So that's going to work well for them. And then we see this bottom lane, or mid lane actually, fully pushed out as well. So they're in a good spot to capitalize
here. Yeah, they certainly are.
On this wave. And if they can do better than Cal Berkeley did in that previous wave, that's gonna work well.
Okay, well, the web weavers have summoned here in the middle of the map. Both teams so very close to level 10. And we do see a nice split. So all 3 lanes have some sort of presence on the side of San Jose, trying to just get that experience for level 10.
Yes, indeed. Blue team stacked up here in the top lane, already putting pressure. They already have both towers down. They're going to be dealing damage directly to this fort.
Apak, Maw, and Skeletal Mages. Mega control. Mega control.
Interesting. And of course, the Ancestral there from Rhaegar. Of course, so much sustain coming out of that heroic. We're going to be seeing that targeted on heroes like Diablo or anyone else in trouble, but gets a ton more value out of Diablo hit points wise due to his high health pool. Here we see Cal Berkeley responding with the simultaneous rotation there. And there's Diablo again, caught by that hook.
Could be forced to use Apocalypse here. Ancestral Kill connects at the last moment, but a huge sundering on the rest of the team.
Yeah, and then the disengage from Falstad. They're just saying, hey, reset. We're not ready for this. Our health pools are too far down, but interesting we're seeing Diablo as the hook target here. It just seems like Cal Berkeley is not afraid to hook the tanks.
It's like providing a ton of pressure, and at least they force out the Ancestral, but it's not really getting the benefit.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best target choice.
Oh man, Putrid Bile used very early by Overwatcher, but they have no way to chase him.
Yeah, forced that one out indeed, just with the pressures on Stitches as he was trying to rotate to the top. We do see the Web Weaver opportunities for turn-ins open up once again, and both teams sitting on a sizable number of gems. Both teams pretty much on the cusp of full turn-ins as well. Who's going to get control of this next wave?
Yeah, this is actually just about as even as it gets. A single fort has fallen in this game. The hooks have been rather on point from Overwatcher. But we haven't seen the most aggressive Diablo play in the world. I'd like to see him start to utilize this creep spread vision once again to get these kind of rotations. And look, they're going down here to the bottom lane. They fight Taeyun. There's no fort here. This makes this bottom lane so much more risky. And Diablo with the rotation will be able to secure the kill. That's 36 gems. They should guard these.
Yeah, they should actually guard them until they totally disappear.
Nice!
Coming in. They are doing just that. Nice, smart play by them. Can they hold it off? Yes, they do. They get the despawn of the gems, so that is totally taken off the table.
Well worth the Mighty Gust. I mean, that's so many gems. You think there's 3 gems per wave.
Yeah.
I don't know how many waves that is to get 36.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Absolutely. Wow, look at this. The votes coming in just now. 73% voting for Cal Berkeley, reigning champs who are back in this tournament. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, we have a very even game, though, with a little bit of an experience lead going the way of San Jose State.
Yeah, it's actually rather impressive, and they're actually going to get another turn-in on those Web Weavers. So not only do they deny the 36, they turn in many of their own. This is going to give them the second one while they have all of these fortifications rather vulnerable. They only have to put their focus onto 2 lanes since the bottom fort is already down, and scratch that, they only have to focus on 1 lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, we could have all keeps down with this Web Weaver wave.
We're that Bone Prison. Oh, they cleanse. Very great cleanse there by Uther.
Yeah, cleanse on the Bone Prison from Uther. Right now, we're seeing the blue team try to rotate down. Purple Monkeys, though, with the hook. The Maw in response, and the APOC as well. Zagara falls. Right now, we have 1 hero down for San Jose State. Cal Berkeley with a little bit of the upper hand. Health bars are totally dropping here, though. 1 hero down for Cal Berkeley as well. Tacit are taken out of the fight. There goes another one for San Jose State. This is looking well for Cal Berkeley right now.
Yeah, down a talent tier on the side of Berkeley, but it doesn't seem to matter. They trade out rather nicely in that fight. Actually, 2 for 1 in their favor. Diablo had to spend his souls to respawn, but these Web Weavers are doing a good bit of damage across the map.
Yes, this is looking well in terms of the pushing game here for San Jose State. More Web Weavers here already sitting at the gate of this keep. Envision it coming down to clean up as quickly as possible. Overwatch there for the support as well. They're going to clean that Web Weaver out relatively quickly, and we see the same pressure coming in the mid lane. Here's a quick replay of that. The nice cleanse on the Bone Prison from Overwatch. We see the Putrid Bile.
Watch this hook.
Yeah, take it.
Crucial part of this fight. Get that hook there on Purple Monkey. He forces out that Maw. Purple Monkey way out of position, does die to that Chain Lightning of Taeyun, but they managed to trade very evenly. The resources spent by Uther, he is just very good at controlling the cleanse, making sure he saves that Divine Shield for very impactful play, and that was able to sustain the majority of the team.
Yeah. That hook was killer, especially just being right behind that wall. It sort of worked for them very, very well. Situational awareness there with that hook was really, really great. Oh, Tyrande, or not Tyrande, Tacit just getting thrown around by Diablo there, but
Mr. Dibbles.
Yeah, big red.
Well, level 13 is now here. Now, that last fight that we observed, there was no level 13 on the side of Cal Berkeley. And this is one of the bigger power spikes in the game for Kael'thas. He now has an ability called Chain Bomb, which means that when his Living Bomb explodes, it will trigger and chain to another target. This is when he starts to really become not only a great response to those big waves of minions, but if you ever clump up from something like Sundering or Putrid Bile or whatever, it's just devastating.
Yeah,
damage.
and that's where we're going to test the experience of a team like San Jose State. Are they used to playing against that kind of strategy here out of Cal Berkeley? If not, they're going to potentially clump up and just get wrecked by chain bombs. So we'll have to watch them with their positioning and how they deal with that, knowing that we're moving towards this power spike with Kael'thas.
Yeah, it's also really good for just stalling out the turn-ins. As being a goalkeeper, it's just you just have these little flames that just keep triggering on you, it feels like. It just feels really hard to get away from that endless burning sensation of Kael'thas.
Looking at the gem count right now, Cal Berkeley sitting on a wealth of gems, 63 on their heroes right now. So Overwatch, you're trying to dump his 21 here. San Jose State trying to just zone him out from that. Right now, this is where the game gets serious.
Skeletal Mages and Forest Wall both going down, but that Forest Wall is just getting so much value. Perfectly placed by Hampro. Yes, indeed. They do have to disengage. Overwatcher using Putrid Bile on his way out.
essentially resetting, but we have multiple cooldowns here. Down Cal Berkeley, down Putrid Bile, and then Zool down his Skeletal Mages. So neither team at full power, but both backing out.
Yeah, Skeletal Mages is really interesting here, though. It's buying them like these nice little like safe opportunities for Diablo to engage in his own way. But like if we keep seeing Forest Wall and Sundering in Putrid Bile, all these other kind of responsive heroics to deny it, it's I don't know if it's going to get too much value in this game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, there goes APOC. Just a raw Apocalypse, though. Interesting there. Divine Shield does go down on Kael'thas. They want to keep that hero alive. There goes the disengage with the false net.
Thrall.
In trouble.
But that's a huge maw. We see the Living Bomb damage going out, but Overwatcher, Thrall, Uther, Kael'thas, they're all in a living nightmare as they're just surrounded by... Oh my gosh,
this is a dirty fight, man. This is so dirty. 3 heroes up for Cal Berkeley, 2 remain for San Jose State. 1 will fall. Is this going to be a full team wipe? And it is going to be a full wipe for San Jose State.
I'm kind of floored right now because I did not expect the Putrid Bile to have such a massive impact. Yeah. The combination of Putrid Bile and Kael'thas with Chain Bomb straight up alone turned that fight around.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see. I was surprised to see them both just continuing to commit. That was like watching one of those Rocky brawls where they're up against the ropes, so they just keep fighting each other, going all in. And so here we see both teams just reeling from that engagement, trying to get back on their feet. Taeyeon, Sage mode here, controlling the middle part of the lane. Here's a quick look at Sage mode on that Kael'thas. Of course, we talked about Chain Bomb and its effect in this game. It's going to become even more important as we get later and later in the game. Kael'thas' power continues to spike right now. They're just trying to clear up these web weavers right now as we see in the game. We can go back to the main view here. Yeah.
All right, yeah, so experience has been completely evened out. We do have this big turn in here on the side of Cal Berkeley, but Cal Berkeley is still sitting on 44 gems, while since the entire side of San Jose did end up falling, they only have 5 gems in their pocket. So this is very much, you know, a huge, huge turning point in the game after that last fight, very much in favor of Cal Berkeley.
Right now, Diablo really deep in the side of Cal Berkeley. There goes the APOC's response, and the Ancestral goes down. Wow, so much damage. Limb Vision also falling. He will fall, but will still be alive with his trait to provide healing for his team. Overwatcher and Taeyeon caught out of the bottom. And there goes Sage mode. He is dropping so low. The Force Wall goes down.
The Ghost of Uther gave him a good bit of sustain. The Maw on 2, but they are in a full-on retreat. It is 4v5. It might seem even, but not at all the case. Beautiful Maw sets up for the kill. Overwatcher gonna get Shadow Charged and overpowered. No, Asian little boy doesn't feel it. And the hook from afar onto the Zagara. Is it enough for the kill? Yes, just barely. That's really gonna help mitigate this push.
Wow, that was like a pixel perfect hook too. That was like max range.
Oh no, and meanwhile, that one Web Weaver that was left alone is picking up some mega XP for Cal Berkeley.
Yes, right now this wave in the bottom lane for Cal Berkeley pushed so far.
That's so much experience. If they collected that, if they can get these kills in time, they should be able to pick up most of that. That's actually really big.
Yeah, not only the experience, but look at all the spiders, the gems alone would be well for them.
Yeah, look at that. It just evens the game out.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we see Mercs getting picked up here on the part of Cal Berkeley, going to push that middle lane. This has been a really even match for a battleground like Tomb of the Spider Queen, which we've seen, you know, teams get an advantage and build on that advantage. Right now, we're just seeing back and forth blows by both teams. Really even matchup.
Coming in today, we knew this would be the closest matchup of the entire tournament. I mean, these teams are they're perfectly paired. They really are. It's just the skill gap just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller as the competition goes on. That's just how tournaments work, my friends.
Yes.
Well, Berkeley, they're just kind of trying to get their posture on. Now, they still have 48 gems total. Most of those gems are in Kael'thas, and that is far from ideal. Nice hook from afar, but again, not much of a follow-up. The double hammer of justice, the ancestral heal not there, and Falsehead will even fall if he dies. No, the Gus does get out.
Wow, the APOC there as well. So crazy. That was quite a dirty fight. We're just seeing these collisions of team fights go on where they just both go crazy on each other, committing all in. This is really a blow-for-blow fight going for both teams. Of course, Zool going to be down for a significant time, 30 more seconds here. Cal Berkeley in a power play as they continue to take down towers. Going to try to get this fort potentially, as it looks like it is one of 2 forts that still remain for San Jose State. So maybe they're going to rotate to a top lane. Oh, man.
Man, Overwatcher needs to calm down because these hooks are game-changing. But the ancestral heal connecting at the last possible moment.
Yeah, I mean, they're almost impossible hooks. You do not think that they are actually going to land on the hero because they're so far out, but it's like just perfectly overlapping the hitbox there of the hero as the hook lands. And right now they are turning their attention to this fort. They would like to take that down, get the nice experience boost for it. They stand on the cusp of level 20, which is going to give them that nice full level power spike over San Jose State.
Now, Kael'thas did manage to dump his 40 gems off, which is actually a nice small victory, and they are just about 3 gems shy of a turn-in right now. So, they do have enough now. They'll look for the turn-in, especially the fact that they're so close to level 20. They're just going to play a little bit passively for the next moment. They don't want to fight yet. This is exactly what San Jose would look for as an actual fight. I'm surprised they're even turning in.
Yeah, they're going for the turn-in. Of course, they do have enough gems to spawn the web weavers, but they still are 5 shy. They are going to need to turn 5 more in. It looks like they are going to get that potentially with their other heroes here in the bottom turn-in point. That is going to work nicely for them.
Man, that fishing hook makes it so scary. Every 16 seconds, you see Overwatcher just spending that cooldown for the chance to pull someone in. The impact that can have late game can be devastating. I mean, if they manage to pick up level 20, get a pick with the hook like that while the web weavers are on the map, they could look for a game-ending push.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, these teams very even. This is anyone's game right now. Both super close, not only in the XP game, but also in the fortification game. We see almost equal infrastructure up for both teams. Just a little bit of an advantage on the side of San Jose State, but Cal Berkeley just about ready to even that up here with this fort. They are putting aggressive damage on right now. Going to take that down in just a few brief moments.
Yeah, just notice how different the game has looked ever since level 13 was picked up here by Berkeley. Mega damage from that Kael'thas, and with the Phoenix being cast, he's going to be putting the pressure on.
Oh, nice maul to zone out 2 heroes there by Zagar. Taeyeon, though, falling so low, but there goes the Divine Shield to keep him up. Can San Jose clench this team fight right now? Whoa, that was a clutch Ancestral! Oh,
wow.
Wow.
The Ancestrals are on point. I am so impressed with the Rhaegar play that we are seeing so far here out of Judgment. I mean, he is making the plays.
Yeah, that was literally, like, the timing on Ancestral is one of those things where it's like that whole risk thing. Like, how long do you wait before you cast it? And we're just seeing it, like, just right on the breaking point here for San Jose State. Nice work by them. But here we see Web Weavers pushing in the top lane. Cal Berkeley ready to support. Just a sliver of life left.
Oh, no. Falstad a little bit out of position, and he gets caught, caught out, and that's going to make this a far more dangerous situation, and a lot of gems were lost in the process.
Yeah, so many gems. Now they're dealing with a power play scenario where they're in a defensive situation, and they're getting damage done on their keeps. That bottom keep actually on the verge of collapsing. Yeah, so Cal Berkeley feeling pretty good right now, but honestly, still anyone's game as we move past level 20.
Yeah,
this is where it gets real.
This is when things change. All right, so now Dying Breath, if Diablo dies, Apocalypse is cast. But the big thing I want to talk about here is Mortal Wound. Basically, every time you see Zul Size thrown out, 75% healing reduction on all targets for 4 seconds. Massively powerful Storm talent.
Yeah, it's basically going to cripple the effectiveness of Rhaegar across his team. If he can hit one hero, great. If he can hit multiple heroes, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be even better. So watch for Zul to get maximum value out of that, basically crippling the support work out of Cal Berkeley. So here we see Cal rotating to take Mercs that are up. There is another Merc camp available to them in the bottom lane as well, should they decide to go that route. And of course, the boss is an option, but not a good choice right now as both teams are ready for a fight. Here we see San Jose State getting their turn-ins. They are so close to a turn-in.
They need 5 more turned in. They have 4 in their pocket. So just one more wave of minions. Look to get that turn-in again. But unfortunately, we now have Cal Berkeley back up the full power, and they're looking to deny that potential turn-in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a raw hook. Look,
those web
throwing
weavers,
it out there.
Those web weavers would work so well right now for San Jose State, but they're just so close to having it, but not having it. Taeyeon taking a ton of damage. There goes the Maul on Stitches, zoning him out of the fight, and the APOC goes down, but not a lot of follow-up there. Right now, both teams just going blow for blow. Limb Vision at very low on health, but that is Uther. There goes the evacuation from Falstad. He does pull out Overwatcher, throwing down the Putrid Bile. Both teams just going crazy on each other. We do see a hero down for San Jose State. Diablo is out of the fight, but so is Uther.
Wow.
Uther, though, going to come back briefly. There we see his level 20 talent coming into play as he is back in this fight really close. Zol going to get taken out of the fight right there for San Jose State. He is gone. Cal Berkeley in a nice power play scenario right now.
San Jose went in with no plan. They just kind of threw their abilities out, and their focus was actually really not on point. They barely escaped. We saw Purple Monkey bolt with a sliver of life, barely surviving. Now he goes down, and unfortunately what was a very close fight at the end of the day could be the end of the game.
Yeah, this could be the game right now. They're going to plow through this keep and get on top of this core most likely. Or are they going to play patient? Is this the right decision?
It seems a little bit too passive, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if they pressure another keep, I'm fine with it because then they're at least taking it 2 keeps, which sets you up so well.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're being a little bit too safe. A hook across the wall?
Sure, that would be good, and then go for it.
Ooh.
But look, I mean, they still had another, what was that, 30 seconds up? They could have at least put some pressure there. They wouldn't want to give away heroes because obviously this late in the game, when you lose heroes, it spells the world. I mean, those death timers are so long, giving the other team so much time to capitalize, but they are going to push against this wall, put more pressure on the mid lane keep, and look for the opportunity to close at a later time.
So we got to talk about the fact that Diablo has souls and he resurrects is one of the only reasons why they weren't feeling confident enough to end it. It would have been 3 heroes dead if it was any other tank in the game. So that is kind of a cool factor of Diablo, but he's now spent those souls, so the next time he dies, he probably will not have enough for the resurrection. So it's a win either way for California Berkeley.
Now, Cal Berkeley could be looking to tap the objective, but they still don't have enough gems. They need to get more gems. And meanwhile, San Jose State has enough for the turn-in, and we are potentially looking for them to eye that and then go with a push supporting those web weavers. And right now we see the zoning here happening from Cal Berkeley to try to come in and keep them away from that turn-in. Nice work by them. They know that these objectives get stronger and stronger. There goes the Future Battle from Overwatch. Just trying to gump things up. Coming in, nice sundering, and there goes the Gust as well out of Falstad. Overwatcher is a little bit out of reach of his team right now, getting bullied around by San Jose State. If they can get a kill here, that's going to give them a leg up. Nice Ancestral there as well out of Rhaegar. Again, these teams
I can't believe no one has died.
Blow,
that Apocalypse separated the team so well, it actually locked Tassadar and Kael'thas completely away from Thrall and Stitches for like a huge amount of time. But huge props to them for not losing a single hero. I thought for sure that fight was going to go the way of San Jose because of that beautiful initiation they had.
You know, it's felt that way all game. Just a lot of drawn-out fights for both teams. Just blow for blow. One hero goes down, another hero goes down on the other team. Just been very, very close, evenly matched game here on Tomb of Spider Queen. This is really exciting. Here's the Storm right now. And honestly, anyone's game. We stand on the cusp of a victory for both teams. Should anyone get a significant lead or take a major team fight, this could be anyone's game.
Yeah, it's neck and neck. Well, we do have 51 gems in the pocket of Cal Berkeley, and they're going to try to turn in now that they've realized that they forced San Jose to push those lanes out once again. The benefit of the superior mercenary control, the superior push out that we've seen all game long, has forced San Jose a little bit on the back foot.
Man, and look at this. We're on the cusp of a 27-minute game right now on Tomb of the Spider Queen, not known for being very long. Just, again, proving how much these teams are equally matched going into this very, very late game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. And here we see everyone eyeing the central objective, trying to get their turn-ins. Right now, still, though, Cal Berkeley doesn't have enough gems to recruit the web weavers, so they need to do a bit more of collecting in order to make that work for them.
San Jose has 3 individual members that could turn in right now. And I'd like to see them to try to do something cheeky, like look like they're forcing a fight, but really just have the Tassadar as someone sneakily getting the turn in and then just back away. They do have the full disengage with Mighty Gust, and it's only a 40-second cooldown, so I would love to see them actually abuse that for this sort of scenario.
They just gave Sagewatcher that turn. A nice maul there, getting 2 heroes out of the fight, but can they capitalize?
Apocalypse, huge damage coming out from it, but like I said, hammering was used right before that during the maw.
Yeah, right now, not a lot of finish coming out of San Jose State. They certainly did line up those 2 heroics very well, but Lim Vision at very, very low on health, though. But his level 20 talent is going to have him back in this fight if he does fall. We do see Diablo go down, and he doesn't have souls, so he's zoned out of the fight for a full minute.
And this hook goes max range with the Hammer of Justice, and that is a roast chicken. 5 heroes. Oh, but the cleave coming out from Dancing Drone. He gets a double kill from that, but the Ancestral Heal will keep him topped off.
Oh, the blow for blow fighting going on right now is absolutely crazy. 3 heroes down now for San Jose State. Berkeley, though, with 4 heroes still on the battleground, they are going to pick up Dancing Drum, that little Zool.
That should be game. They should march across. They should go straight for the core right now, but they just don't have that killer instinct.
Yeah, this is really, really crazy. Cal Berkeley
Okay, they realize that they can end the game just, a moment later. They would have missed this opportunity, but they should be able to end it all here.
Yeah, Cal Berkeley now going in for the finish. Judgment, the only last hero that remains for San Jose State to try to hold this off. There's no way that should happen, though. Cal Berkeley should be able to finish this game out on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game 1, going to the champs from last year. Cal Berkeley taking it against San Jose State. Wow.
Yeah, but that was not the most dominant win I've ever seen. I mean, San Jose put up a phenomenal fight. There were certain fights where I was certain that it was Cal Berkeley that was going to walk away with a huge victory, but it wasn't necessarily the case. San Jose really biting back.
Yeah, it was always something. It was like a hook or something that would just turn it around, and it just felt so
chaotic.
Low and chaotic. Yeah, even just to keep track of everything that's going on. Heroes falling on both sides, whittling down resources, but both teams still just going ham on each other. That was a crazy game on Team of the Spider Queen. All right, so Cal Berkeley up a single game over San Jose State. Will they be able to close out in our next game here? Following up, I'm excited to see what happens. Of course, Cal Berkeley, our reigning champs. This is our first opportunity to see them on the battlegrounds of the Nexus here in Heroes of the Storm. Interesting play by them. They got some value out of that Stitches. Really, really cool. Nice stuff.
And the Diablo paid off too. I mean, honestly, I was a little critical in the draft of the lone Diablo, but like we constantly saw the Black Soulstone trait, the resurrection that he can have, really have an impact. And so many of those apocalypses were just pure money.
They were money, man. And here we're just looking at some replays from those games here. So back and forth. I mean, just blow for blow for blow. There we see 2 heroes down for both teams, 3 heroes down. Just these nasty, long, drawn-out team fights. But as you mentioned, Jake, one thing to note is just I felt like there were multiple opportunities, not multiple, there were at least 2 opportunities where Cal Berkeley could have shown an awareness for their ability to close the game.
Oh, sure.
Deal damage on the core, put continued pressure.
Maximizing, min-maxing a lot of scenarios, definitely room for improvement on Berkeley's end.
Yeah.
There were certain fights where they did X, Y, and Z, and they didn't necessarily follow up in the right way. There was a situation where they had 51 gems, and they could have turned in, but instead they just kind of hung around the gem area. Like I don't really understand why.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
Yeah, especially when San Jose State was allowing them the opportunity to turn in pretty much all game. I mean, sure they stopped a lot of them, but there were opportunities where it felt like they were just giving them those windows to turn in. And, I'd like to see more of a killer instinct out of Cal Berkeley
for sure
in these games to come. And, of course, San Jose State has a full opportunity to capitalize on that lack of conviction that they potentially saw in that game. So game 1 down, game 2 to come. Please don't go anywhere. We will be right back with this exciting matchup. San Jose State versus Cal Berkeley, the reigning champs from last year. We'll be right back. I'm Cloaken with SolidJake Kulinski. Stick with us. Hello and welcome back on this Easter weekend to the Super 16. Here's the dorm. We are having quite a day. Taking a look here at the top 8 teams by kill-death ratio. Boston College just stone cold, killing it up. 20 average kills. Amazing work by them. But then Cal Berkeley, the team that we are casting right now, 1 game up on San Jose State with 14 average kills, kill-death ratio of 7. Wow.
Their kill-death ratio wasn't that impressive that last game, though.
That's true.
They're looking dead even here with San Jose really showing how powerful they are as an individual team themselves.
Yeah, it's an interesting path for Cal Berkeley. I mean, we don't want to dwell on their situation here, but getting their mindset back into this tournament when they potentially felt like it was over for them is something that we can't rule out as a component that it could clearly be affecting them. But they do have what it takes. They have the mechanics. They have the backing from their coaching, the support that they need to do well. I would like to see them turn up the killer instinct a little bit. It doesn't mean they have to go all in on these opportunities. If the window is there, go flirt with it a little bit. Go tickle the core. If the opposing team doesn't stop you, keep going, right? Just experiment with the opportunity and the windows that open up for you within this game, because ultimately, if the other team's not going to stop you, you should keep going.
I love how manly you use the word tickle.
Tickle.
You're like, go tickle the core. Like, tickle it as fiercely as you can.
Yeah, you should.
You're right. You should. Go home and tickle your core.
Ooh, yes. do that. Okay, moving on. Let's get back to the game at hand. San Jose State versus Cal Berkeley. Cal 1 game up over San Jose State. What can San Jose State to get back into it? Of course, we know this next game is going to be on Sky Temple.
Yeah. Sky Temple, a tri-lane map where we see a lot of those heroes like Falstad with the global presence have huge priority. But also, this is a battleground where we might see a little bit more Abathur play, a hero that hasn't seen a ton of play throughout the round of 16 at all. Have you seen him once?
I do not. Actually, I think we saw him earlier today with the Illidan build.
Oh, yes. The first game from Boston. You're right. So not since very early this morning.
Yep.
But something you have to consider as a powerful option for Sky Temple.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's jump into it. The draft is up. We are ready. This is Sky Temple Game 2. San Jose State versus Cal Berkeley. 1 game up for Cal. How will they clinch this match against San Jose State? What will be their strategy on Sky Temple? Of course, Sky Temple, one of our larger battlegrounds in the Nexus. 3 lanes. So much need for rotations on this map, your ability to control temples, defend them, especially when multiple temples spawn. That is it's a challenging opportunity for your team to execute strategy on it. We see early bans come out right now. Zool from San Jose State, they're saying, we don't want to deal with this guy. Newest hero in the Nexus right now. So much lane control and damage out of his Poison Nova. Of course, we saw Skeletal Mages a few times today in these matches as well with control. Greymane, though, is the hero that Cal Berkeley does not want to go up against from San Jose State. We know that Dancing Drone prefers Greymane. It's his #1 picked hero in Here's the Dorm. So Cal Berkeley saying, nope, we're going to take that away. And then San Jose State going all in on the Li Ming with their first pick.
Yeah, but Cal Berkeley responding with a very early Thrall pickup here. And Thrall's not a hero that we've actually seen them running a whole lot in this competition, which is actually rather surprising to see them prioritize that over Zagara.
Yeah, they clearly favor Zagara in terms of these heroes that we know have strong lane presence. Either Zagara or Zool, but Zool was taken out, so now we see them going the way of Thrall. Oh, there you go.
Okay. Well,
Why not go for both?
Let's talk a little bit about Hampro. Now, Hampro is actually one of their specialist players, and he's going to be on the Zagara in this game. He's actually played Zagara more than any other hero in this tournament. He's actually had some very big results. I mean, honestly, Ma is such a game changer when it comes to the actual fights, and that can really dismantle your opponent's momentum when it comes to those initiations. Spent a lot of Zagara, Jaina, Abathur even, and Thrall.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at that, 6.8 kill death ratio on Hampro alone. This guy knows how to take down heroes. So yeah, we will see Hampro most likely going up on that Zagara, and then the Thrall probably being picked up by, I don't know, maybe Taeyon or Sagemode, one of the 2 flex players that we see. We'll see.
Yeah,
exactly
we'll have to find out. It's actually really interesting. I'm not too sure who would be playing the Thrall, to be honest here. Well, we see Falstad. We talked about his presence here, the power of that fly and the gust. We saw that just in the last match from Michael Udall on Sky Temple, having crazy impacts.
Yeah, Falstad pretty much dismantled ASU's opponents there in the previous matchup. So can San Jose State follow suit with the Falstad on Sky Temple? Of course, Mighty Gust, so great in control, disengage, controlling the temples alone. Capitalizing that with synergy on some of the other heroics. We've seen some Zeratul, Void Prison, Gust combos come off. We haven't really, I don't know that that's the ideal map for that here in this scenario, but Falstad, a very, very strong hero, especially on a map like Sky Temple. And then backed up by the Sonya. Interesting. We haven't seen a ton of Sonya out of San Jose State in Here's the Dorm so far, but a hero that we've seen incredible value throughout this tournament being played. Very strong melee. Just great damage dealer there in the melee range. So we have 2 strong damage dealers at the outside back line here with Falstad and Li Ming, followed up by a nice, strong melee damage dealer in Sonya. That sort of half-tank bruiser.
I'm super curious if we're going to see Leap. I mean, we've actually seen a fair bit of Leap in this tournament, and it's definitely like a playmaker kind of thing. But who knows? I mean, Wrath of Berserker is the classic for that maximum damage output. And they can pair this with a few different heroes. Now, with Uther being denied, obviously that's not an option for San Jose. I'm curious if they're trying to run Medic in this game.
Oh, wow, that would be interesting.
We haven't seen much Medic at all.
Much Medic, but we do know that they've played Medic before. Yes, they have a little bit, I think. But we do see pickups here on the side of Cal Berkeley. Uther for support, Muradin on the front line. This is looking like a pretty standard kind of roster here for Cal Berkeley, actually for a lot of this tournament that we've seen so far.
Super standard. But it's clean, it's crisp. There's, I mean, If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
Yeah, exactly. I like that saying. Good old Trikslyr. And then here we see Diablo picked up by San Jose State. Again, they favor the Lord of Terror.
Lord Dibbles, but this is the double bruiser, and this is when it starts to get really scary. The lone bruiser can be good. Ooh, and this is a classic. They call it slam 'em into my lawn.
Slam 'em.
You charge in, you place it in the entangling roots behind Diablo.
Yes.
And he'll pick you up, he'll lift you, and slam you into the ground, and the roots will then encroach up over your feet and hold you in place, allowing Sonya, Falstad, Li Ming, just easy pickings. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, I like that. I don't think I've ever heard it called slam them into my lawn. That's a good name.
Yeah, but don't slam into my lawn because I want my grass to be nice.
Yeah, the Raynor pickup. Of course, Raynor is a solid range damage dealer, penetrating around with the knockback and the control, but a lot of good self-sustain out of this hero with his adrenaline rush ability, so he can kind of take care of himself a good bit as long as he doesn't get bursted down. And then Hyperion, a great heroic, especially on a battleground like this one, for zoning out the enemy team, maintaining control, buying some time, repositioning your opponents, and controlling the engagements around those temples.
Yeah, it's super powerful. I mean, he's a safe pick, especially if you're worried about being dove upon by things like Li Ming. Like Li Ming, she's so hungry for those resets. She throws all of her focus into Raynor, and then the adrenaline rush kicks in and heals him up, and she doesn't get that kill. She's invested all of her cooldowns in trying to kill that backline assassin, and she fails to do so. And in a lot of situations, some Li Ming players could really underestimate the impact that adrenaline rush can have, especially if he goes for Give Me More.
Yeah. So looking at these two comps, Cal Berkeley, San Jose State with the Malfurion Diablo. What an interesting build here on the side of that team.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I can't say that we've seen this.
This is a completely different style from San Jose. They're going in for like a heavy frontline control. And but Cal Berkeley has this hyper sustain, hyper safe. So not a single one of their heroes is like the traditional squishy. Really just Zagara as being kind of vulnerable.
But even then, she doesn't typically count as sort of a squishy. Still, though, a ton of control on the heroics for the side of Cal Berkeley.
Right.
With, Sundering and Maw, and then, of course, the zoning from Raynor with his Hyperion if they choose to.
And penetrating round, too. It's also great for just, you see that Sonya diving in, you just throw a penetrating round her way, and she's handled.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Let's take a look at some of the players here on the side of San Jose State. This is the captain for Drew's Dudes, Judgment. This guy plays support. Rhaegar, of course, his favored hero, Tyrande, and Karazim, very often played as well by him. 2.7 kill-death ratio out of the Judgment. We did have a chance to speak with Judgment about his team, and he said that their team met through their esports group or their club on campus called the Spartan Star League. The team has been playing other games together for a long time, and many of them went to high school together. Actually, a lot of them are very, very close friends, which lends a lot to their synergy as a team. Judgment actually has been the player that has played Heroes of the Storm the longest, and honestly, I think has the most games played. So he is sort of the cornerstone of this team. And there are a team that likes to build their strategies around team fight experiences. But of course, Tomb of the Spider Queen was their favorite map. It did get taken away from them by that win by Cal Berkeley. So we'll see how they play on Sky Temple.
All right, let's take a look at Taeyeon, the captain of the Golden Mishas of Cal Berkeley. Now, he is a mega flex. Look at that lineup. Tyrande, considered a support, but very much a playmaker. Zeratul, high mechanical skill, arguably the highest mechanical skill in the entire game, next to Vikings probably.
Yeah.
Jaina, he's really just about those high-impact heroes, and he has a phenomenal kill-death ratio. So, I mean, this assassin player, this flex player, is here to make the plays happen while shot calling and leading the team.
And Jake, you just cannot undervalue the power of a good scarf. I mean, Taeyeon knows what's up. He's got the style points going along with the skill of the game skill points.
Alrighty, guys. Well, it sounds like we're ready to jump on into game number 2 on Sky Temple. So let's not delay any further and hop on into it.
Let's do this, Jake. This could be the last game of the day here in the Super 16 if Cal Berkeley can capitalize. Right now, here's the roster for San Jose State. Drew's Dudes, Judgment on Malfurion, Exerted on Falstad, Little Boy on Diablo, Dancing Drone on Li Ming, and Purple Monkey following up with the Sonya.
Their opponents, Cal Berkeley, the Golden Mishas. Taeyeon going to be playing as Thrall. We've got Hampro on Zagara, Overwatcher on Muradin. Lim Visionant going to be playing Uther. In Sage mode, playing Raynor.
Overwatcher, the player with the most experience in Heroes of the Storm. He's great at drafting. He's the one that they tend to lean into on their shot calling as well. Really strong player there with Overwatcher. Right, he holds it down in the front line with those warriors. So, battling over vision here in the early game. We often see this, both teams just feeling each other out around this vision point here, the watchtower. No kills yet, just a little bit of skirmishing. Both teams settling into that early XP game in lane.
Yeah, all right, well, pretty interesting change here. We're actually seeing some talent diversity. Sonya is actually going to be going for the shot of Fury, just kind of give herself the ability to get a burst of basically resource so she can spend those abilities. If she feels like she needs that Ancient Spear, she can give herself that energy immediately and dive on in.
So right now we see the 1-3-1 going for both teams. Li Ming holding it down against Thrall in the top lane. Meanwhile, Falstad laning up against Zagara here in the bottom lane. And of course, Zagara already getting to work with those creep tumors, providing vision here in the bottom lane, covering those bush areas, all of the sneak opportunities that the opponents can take to potentially go for a gank there in the bottom lane. Temples spawning in 10 seconds.
The other build I want to talk about is actually Dancing Drone, and I believe he played Zool in the last game, and he also played a very unique style of play. What he's doing with Li Ming is likely going to be a full-on teleport build with dominance level 4, and it's kind of like a full-on battle mage. You think of a mage as like a long-range magic, you know, shooting all the spells at you. But what this Li Ming's going to want to do is kind of dive in with the Diablo and Sonya and get crazy damage from the teleport and her spells from close range.
Yeah, here we see 4-on-3 scenario here in the mid around this temple. It looks like both teams wanted to contest this middle shrine before committing to the upper shrine right now, but San Jose State does have priority here, and it looks like right now we're just seeing Cal Berkeley rotate to take that top shrine while soaking in their lanes. So it looks like they might have a little bit of an XP gain here. You see that actually right now. Cal Berkeley a little bit ahead as a result of soaking the lanes, just with a little more thorough nature here.
Yeah, I mean, they've got some earlier towers. They've been forcing missed experience in scenarios like this where Exerted is very low, and the kills on Malfurion like that. Now, that's one of the things why we see Malfurion so much less.
Yeah.
He's a support where you have to position yourself very safely. He requires a lot of like really strong peel from the warrior, so he has double warrior.
Yes.
Good on that. But if he's ever get caught out of position, he can't cleanse himself. That's not a thing supports can do. And the roots aren't really the same kind of immediate response as something like a Radiant Dash for Kharazim or Tassadar going into Dimensional Shift.
Yeah, and then the lack of burst healing. All of his heals are heals over time, so not a lot of, you know, immediate heal available for Malfurion. And here we see both teams going in around this top shrine. Right now, the Shadow Charge from Diablo with the flip. Teon in trouble. He will fall to San Jose State.
Slam him into my lawn. We saw the combo.
You called it. That was the combo. A face full of grass for Thrall.
The dream. I'm from New England, so I've been in the dead of winter lately, so a face full of grass sounds nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, both teams settling back into their lanes right now. The temple phase is over. Both teams pretty even though right now in this this point in the game. Both teams just having cusped the level 6 talent spike. Feeling good, feeling even, but just with those early kills, one for each team.
Yeah. All right, well, level 7 is achieved first by Cal Berkeley, and we're seeing pretty much standard builds. One of the mix-ups that we haven't seen a ton of from Zagara is actually Battle Momentum. Battle Momentum will give a lot of ability cooldowns, mainly to cast more Hydralisks for more damage output for the single target damage, and also that works on your heroic ability, so you get Maw more frequently. I mean, Maw is such a play-making kind of ability. If you can cast it more frequently, why would you not get that?
Yeah, for sure. That is certainly one of the heroics we've seen get the most value in this entire tournament right now. Changing fights, you know, fights that we feel like are entirely in one team's favor, just all of a sudden swing with one solid devouring maw. Both teams picking up Merc camps here, working in their favor right now. Very even kind of scenario here for both teams, waiting for that next temple spawn. Picking up Mercs where they can. Right now, Cal Berkeley addressing this Bruiser camp here in the top right.
So we'll see a response. We should see Sonya. I mean, I don't even know why Malph's going. Sonya can just solo that on her own, honestly. Yeah, okay, so Malph will go to the top lane. So Sonya will be timing out the Bruiser camp as well on the top left side. And this is actually going to be slightly better timed, I think, for Cal Berkeley, because it's going to take Sonya a little bit longer to actually clean up that mercenary camp. And yeah, okay, so they're going to be a little bit late for this rotation.
Yeah, timing a little unfortunate. But right now, Cal Berkeley content to potentially vie for this Murray camp. Very aggressive positioning here by them, but Deserted there is there to back it up. Overwatch is saying, hey, there's 3 heroes here now. We have their whole team, though. They're going in. They're going in right now.
The Wolf connecting. They blow up Sonya very quickly. The roots are nice, but not enough. And Overwatch will dwarf toss back to base. And Zagara bullying Leeming off this bottom temple. Huge wins from Cal Berkeley on both sides of the map.
Yeah, interesting. That is not a typical pickoff. They just decided to go for the jungle skirmish there right up the top around that battleground. Oh, look at that. Just tossing Taeyan around.
Nicely placed roots denying the retreat path, but they're spending all the resources on trying to get kills, and they're not getting anything done with this temple. And level 10 is here from Berkeley, so honestly, they just need to soak lanes. Falstad in top, Sonya in middle, they're already on top.
Yeah, it's almost as if Cal Berkeley is distracting the main resources of San Jose around, you know, the temple. They could have addressed that temple, gone for the defense here, but it looks like the Cal Berkeley is going to get full value out of it unless they just go ahead and wade in. But nice zoning here in the bottom lane by these 3 heroes of Cal Berkeley.
So once we see San Jose group up a little bit better and be ready for these full team fights, now that we've seen the teleport build start to flush out for Li Ming, she does have dominance and she does have calamity. So calamity actually does AoE damage, area of effect damage, as she teleports in, and if she manages to get a kill, dominance will return 25% of her maximum health from every kill she gets. Yeah. So it makes her just this kind of like steamroll effect where once she starts moving, the snowball just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we see all of San Jose State grouped up there in the mid lane. Raynor cleaning out these waves that are just standing on the cusp of dealing damage for that fort there in the top lane. Both forts actually exposed, top and mid right now for Cal Berkeley. But we also see one fort having fallen already on the side of San Jose State there in the bottom lane. And of course, that top lane fort as well, half health. So looking like the infrastructure game a little bit in favor of Cal Berkeley right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've got the superior infrastructure. They've got the superior, they have a full level lead. Right now, just kind of dictate and control the map as well. And the creep tumors are just, you know, constantly being well placed to get vision on any rotation happening. And we even saw multiple resources being spent just to try to clean that up and keep that in check.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, Siege Giants getting picked up here by Cal Berkeley. San Jose State doing the exact same thing on their side of the map. We're just seeing kind of like blow for blow strategies here on this battleground. Both teams kind of posturing, waiting. They both have hit their level 10 talent spike right now around their heroics, so we're looking good for this next temple spawn. Yeah, just nice, safe play out of both teams. Not wanting to give too many advantages to each other. They're going to clean out these camps here in the bottom. And move and wait till it's the next temple spawn.
I love what Overwatcher is doing, just kind of lurking in the shadows, keeping eyes on. He's never dismounting. He's not trying to get a kill. He just wants to know where they are and exactly what they're doing so that they can't do anything aggressive themselves. Berkeley wants to wait for level 13, and they know that San Jose would be looking to utilize this window, and the moment that they find someone out of position, the watch duty of Overwatcher pays off. They pick up a huge kill in Diablo.
Yeah, they just kind of sandwiched him right there between those 2 heroes until he just...
A spicy sandwich.
Yeah, nice sandwich there. Of course, lower temple has now spawned under complete control of Cal Berkeley, especially with the power play now. Diablo out of the fight. That is working well for Cal. Look at so much damage on Dancing Drone. They have to pop Tranquility just to keep her up, but she falls anyways. That is a huge cooldown for Malfurion. They're not going to be able to engage anytime soon.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Cal Berkeley with a 13 talent spike.
A minute and a half where they legitimately cannot take a fight. If they are engaged upon, they have to immediately leave. And sure, Divine Shield's on cooldown for a longer period of time, but Divine Shield is a little bit less important than Tranquility based on the way these compositions are built.
Yeah, so if Cal Berkeley wanted to force the issue here around this temple, they absolutely could do that. There won't be a ton of confidence on the side of San Jose State to stay there for very long. Thrall rotating up to support his team right now, and here we see the slow push.
Yeah, watch for the Sundering flank. He's going to look for this huge opportunity, and Sundering does go out hitting so many targets. Apocalypse, though, does mitigate a big portion of that.
Yeah, there goes the Maw, taking out one hero there for San Jose State. Both teams, though, losing heroes. There goes Malfurion. He has fallen. Purple Monkey about to fall as well. That's 2 heroes down for San Jose State right now. Cal Berkeley in control, but they do look beat up from that engagement.
Yeah, they're low exerted, can actually be able to juke and fly over the head there, so no Falstad's getting killed mid-air in this game. And we do have those final shots being cast. Just a sliver of life left in the final fourth of San Jose.
Yeah, wow. right now. Cal Berkeley standing very close to start doing keep damage and getting the bonus experience out of the towers that line the front of those keeps in both lanes. But turning their attention to this siege camp, going to start putting pressure there in the top lane for Cal Berkeley. They have control of this battleground right now.
Oh yeah. Complete control. Mercenary camp on the top will just about guarantee the death of that top fort. The death of that top fort means level 16 here on the side of Berkeley, and that is a massive window where aggression can be a thing. Hampro going a little bit too ham, staying true to his name, and will end up losing his life here in a very unfortunate overextension.
Yeah, that is not what you want when you have a lead like this. Cal Berkeley making an unfortunate mistake with Cigar, just bad positioning there, allowing San Jose State just to get a better grip on the situation here. As it gives them a bit more experience. They're almost a full level down from Cal Berkeley, but that's not too far. They just need to get back up, get ready for that level 16 talent spike, which Cal Berkeley just turned over. So focus on the XP gain right now in this game, get back into it, and work towards that level 16 talents.
Okay, well, we are going to see them grab this safe. Mark Camp, level 16 is here, like we mentioned, and you know, this is when we see Raynor start to spike a little bit. Bullseye does have a huge impact, especially when you consider that there's this multiple melee on the enemy team. So as they dive in, this can leave Sonya rather vulnerable. A full 1 second stun on the range attack for the first target that Bullseye hits from the penetrating round.
And Raynor, of course, picking up Giant Killer, so he's going to be eyeing that Diablo, trying to deal as much damage as possible. Like right now, Diablo falling to the damage there. Sundering has to go out.
Hit nothing.
Hit Judgment, but not for any value right now. Yeah. Overwatcher, though, Avatar is popped, but it looks like San Jose State just decided to back away with most of their heroics on cooldown right now. Cal Berkeley with control of this map, yet still temple spawning in 15 seconds.
So, yeah, Apocalypse is a big resource spent on the side of San Jose. San Jose is close to level 16, so as soon as they hit level 16, they need to fight. But Berkeley, they won't have Sundering or Avatar for about a minute. So right now, this is a huge opportunity as soon as 16 is here for San Jose. Yeah, actually, if they can get Murden, that would be huge. Maw only getting Falstad, complete whiff, more or less.
Yep, there goes all these heroics. Nice gust there to disengage as Little Boy is low on health there on the Diablo. We see the Giant Killer just wrecking Diablo there with the Raynor. Sage Mode doing damage. We did see the rest of the cooldowns from San Jose have to get popped just to keep the team up. Tranquility doing a lot of the work there for Malfurion, sustaining his team through that little skirmish.
All right, the final fort on the side of San Jose finally went down just one shot from the temple, and now that bottom keep is being pressured here from the control of the single temple on the map. Fortunately, Raynor has rotated up all the way up to the top lane, and this is a huge window of opportunity for San Jose where it's a 4v5. They need to force the fight here and now. I'd like to see an aggressive fly from Falstad or something.
Yeah, this is the window of San Jose State's opportunity. They have to push it right now. This could be their tournament of life. If they cannot get an upper hand here very, very soon, this game is going to continue to snowball in the favor of Cal Berkeley. So they're taking control of this temple, which is a nice move by them. Cal Berkeley deciding to play defensive, giving it up right now for San Jose State. They are getting some damage done on this fortification now. Damage being done to the healing fountain here for Cal Berkeley. It's going to be on the fort here soon with the final blasts.
All things considered, structurally, Cal Berkeley isn't that far ahead. Their biggest lead is probably just their experience, about a level and a half. And although there are still 2 forts standing, I don't think that's the biggest of deals right now.
But this is their window still before level 20 to make a move right now. And this is, I like to see this aggression here out of San Jose State right now. 3 heroes only in the bottom lane for Cal Berkeley, and they're taking the opportunity to continue to deal damage on this fort.
Yeah, some really, really clutch play there that we saw to deny that Shadow Charge punch combo, but they can't do it again. We see Taeyun get a turnaround with a huge Sundering, but the Apocalypse follow-up is massive.
That Apocalypse stunning out 3 heroes there for Cal Berkeley. Taeyun in trouble. He's trying to get out with his life, but he is falling so quickly. There goes the Divine Shield, keeping him in this fight. The Maw gets used, but no value. There goes heroes. 2 of them down for San Jose State. Diablo will be back briefly due to his trade, but Judgment will fall as well. Cal Berkeley taking even more control.
I can't express enough as to how huge that Divine Shield was. The last moment came out for Taeyun. Taeyun's trait is that all that self-sustain. You just saw the health pool of Thrall rise rapidly, and that was such a crucial turning point in that. Diablo managed to trade out Raynor in the back, but it was still a 3 for 1 or 2 for 1.
But you know what? We can't fault San Jose State for trying to go for it. That was the right move.
Yeah, I agree.
In that instance, they need to get back in this fight right now. And they saw Thrall out of position. They go for the overpowered. They just didn't quite have the follow-up there. The Sundering there coming out as a nice defense there from Thrall. and that just gave them a more opportunity for control. And then Taeyeon's health, he had him on the retreat there, getting picked off, and then it was just hero after hero. D-Shield did come out for the return. Diablo, though, getting zoned. That D-Shield was actually huge and
massive.
very, very clutch on that Thrall. It turned everything around.
Yeah. All right, well, the boss is doing some big damage as well. The bottom wall has gone down. 2 temples will be up in 5 seconds, middle and top. And this game is looking like it is falling out of the hands of San Jose because level 20 is so very close here for Cal Berkeley.
Yep, and 2 temples spawning, 1 middle, 1 top. How is this going to go down? Cal Berkeley in control of the battleground right now, and they're prioritizing that middle temple with their heroes, which is a smart move by them because right now, San Jose State coming into rest control. Actually, they are backing away right now. Going to give that one up, it looks like. Oh, nope, here they come. They're coming back for the engage.
Yeah, we have both Thrall and Murden looking for the flank from the top left side of the map. And they're well aware that level 20 is an option. But it's too little too late. The big engage here from the side. Thrall looking for the massive sundering, and it will shred through the entire team.
Oh, wow. So much damage being done. Leaving, trying to get the damage, but then the Divine Shield is down on Thrall. There goes a nice Maw, zoning out 2 heroes for Cal Berkeley against San Jose State, but we still see heroes just going down like crazy. Cal Berkeley continuing to take the upper hand in this. They have a full-on 5 versus 2 scenario right now in their power play against San Jose.
They held on to the gust a little bit too long. It came out just as the sundering hit them. If the gust was a few minutes earlier, I think they could have gotten their retreat further away, like before Murden connected that Stormbolt. And I mean, just like that, this could be game.
Yeah, it happened so quick. One team fight this late into the game can spell disaster. And just like that, San Jose State's life hangs in the balance right now as they will not have another hero back on the field for a whole 10 seconds. This is giving Cal Berkeley all the window they need to clinch this game and to move on into the Epic 8. The health of the core is down, and that will go to our reigning champs, Cal Berkeley, taking game 2 and advancing on to the Epic 8 over San Jose State. Congratulations to them with good, solid play here on Sky Temple, capitalizing on heroes out of position, making the most of their heroics.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, the rotations were constantly on point. Thrall and Murden constantly just making sure to get the most out of those heroes' potentials to make that kind of play happen. But the Golden Mishas, I gotta say, I'm impressed. Game number 1 was really close, but game 2, they got into their groove and they just looked so very dominant.
Yeah. That Divine Shield on Thrall, I just keep thinking about it. I think that absolutely was the turning point in that game. They went for the right pickoffs. Yeah. Let's take a look at these replays here early on in this fight. You know, Drew's dudes, San Jose State doing really well in some of these engagements. It was very relatively even structurally. It was seeming like Cal Berkeley was getting the advantage with the temples. You know, maybe could have used a bit more aggression from San Jose State zoning them out, but here we see more gnarly fights in, excuse me, on that misspeak. This is the clutch Divine Shield on Taeyeon here coming out. That just changed the entire course of events that happened from then on out.
You're gonna slay me, Cloaken.
Yeah, dude, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
You are gonna slay me.
It's late, man. So many words have come out of my mouth. Yeah.
Well, so beautiful play
Mistakes
there.
were made.
The last Divine Shield that we talked about again, just clutch moments. Uther just barely got in the range to cast that ability, save the Thrall, turn that fight around. That fight secured the boss. The boss put huge pressure on the bottom lane. The fact that bottom keep went down meant that after that fight earlier, enabled them to just go ahead and end the game. But I think we're actually ready for a Skype interview.
Yeah, we do. We have a Skype interview with captain of Cal Berkeley. This is Taeyeon here. He's on the phone. Taeyeon, congratulations on this huge win here in the Super 16. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you so much. We're feeling great. We came into this game, I guess, a little bit nervous, but and I think you saw that the first game where we died a little bit more than we should have. But overall, I think we tried. We came back the second game, showed a better plays the second game, and we overall won the series.
Yeah, absolutely. We did catch that a little bit of insecurity there in that first game. We talked about maybe a lack of killer instinct there, going for the core. There were a couple opportunities where you had some windows to deal damage on the core or go push your victory, and it just felt a little bit hesitant. So what was it that turned that mindset around going into game 2? Was it just a good talk with the team transitioning into that? I mean, you clearly took game 1, so you were in an advantage, but what was it that you guys were thinking as you moved into game 2?
Actually, so for the first game where we had a chance to go core, where they had one person down for 40 seconds and a person down for 30, we were playing 2 supports, so we didn't want to make that call. I think it was more of us trying to play a little bit more safer because we wanted to guarantee the first game win. Then in the second game, once we had that first game advantage, it allowed us to play with a little bit more risk. I think we could have played safer, but I think we wanted to just finish the game off.
I like it.
You're one of the few teams that's actually playing a decent amount of Uther, from what I can tell. Where do you think he sits in the game? I mean, just in general, we see tons of teams neglecting Uther more or less.
I think Uther right now is still a very integral part of the game in terms of him as a support. I think Divine Shield does things that no other support can do. It gives you invulnerability. And I think even though he was nerfed a bit in terms of cooldowns, he, as a solo healer, he can still make big plays. And in a dual support setup, he's really good because of that, that double stun setup. And then he can, with the support of like Taz shields, his healing doesn't really need to be as strong as other healers.
One final question: if you had to rate your scarf on a tier list compared to your pink scarf, where would you put them?
I think I like this scarf a lot more. I put my pink scarf at maybe a 6.5.
Nice.
Well played.
The scarf would be a 10, I think. The scarf would be a 10.
Nice. Well, congratulations, Taeyeon, to you and your team for this incredible win here in the Super 16. You're moving on to the Epic 8 tomorrow. We look forward to seeing your games there. Good luck with your work tonight, preparing for tomorrow. Get some good rest. We'll see you back on the big stage then. Good job to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
GG.
What a classy dude. His scarf.
I like the pink one.
I mean, he plays video games with a scarf on.
That's manly.
That is.
It is.
That's
It
like
actually
the
is.
essence of manly.
Yeah, so, I mean, well played. I mean, the Golden Misha's making Cal Berkeley proud, advancing on into the top 8. But can they advance into the round of 4? Well, we'll find out tomorrow.
Absolutely, we will find out tomorrow. But you know what? It has been an incredible game of Heroes of the Storm. Let's take a look at where everything lies here going into that Epic 8 right now. We're going to move through all of these games. Washington versus Irvine, top of the A bracket, there in the top left. Washington advanced with solid gameplay over Irvine. Then below that, Tennessee versus LSU. We saw Tennessee advance. So that's going to be an incredible matchup tomorrow. Washington versus Tennessee, two solid teams ready to duke it out in the Epic 8.
And down to bracket B, we saw UT Arlington advance over Carleton in a rather convincing series, and Boston College absolutely dismantling Johns Hopkins, showing why they were a top 4 finalist team last year and actually rather poised to do it again this year.
Moving over to bracket C, top right corner here of the Super 16. UConn over Ohio State. UConn took the win. Tricky Turtles still in it again, showing that they are a force to be reckoned with from last year. And then the game you just saw, or the match you just saw, Cal Berkeley over San Jose State. Cal Berkeley advances. Tricky Turtles versus the Golden Mishas tomorrow. That will prove to be an exciting pair indeed.
All of these matches are exciting, but the last but not least, bracket D, ASU versus UPenn, with ASU coming out on top. No surprise there. Predicted to be the #1 team in this entire tournament, but then East Carolina edged it out versus Minnesota in an intense series. Oddish really showing her flexibility and power as a player.
Yeah, that matchup is going to be probably one of our more interesting tomorrow. Of course,
Oh, for
dominating
sure.
team in Arizona State, but the interesting picks and drafts that we've seen out of East Carolina and the quality of play, honestly, coming out of Oddish and her team.
I mean, Auto Attack Toronto?
Yeah,
Like, that's
that was so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
And they got the win with that for sure. So very, very cool indeed. Let's take a look at some more stats here. These are the Super 16 teams predicted to win it all. Arizona State sitting at the top. 9.55% of you think Arizona State will win it, followed shortly by Cal Berkeley with an 8.35%.
But Tricky Turtles,
There you go.
UConn,
Your
6%.
home base, home
yeah,
team.
I mean, I'm happy about that. I got to root for them, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't you make some kind of promise to them if they take the tournaments?
I said if they make it to the top 4, I'm going to take them out to a local place that's near UConn.
Right on, man. I like it. UT Arlington right beneath UConn. Dark plays 3.94% to take it all, followed by Boston College, Tennessee. UC Irvine did get knocked out, so the Zop boys do not have a shot anymore. But then Washington Hot Dogs, I'm surprised that they are
Dude,
rated
they
so
look confident.
Yeah, absolutely. But then take a look at this.
Whoa!
The teams that were predicted to win, that of
Man.
course, that is the mayhem. That's the carnage. From
Rip
the
all your
Super
fantasy
16.
brackets, guys.
They all be gone.
Except for East Carolina.
Yeah, you gotta point
Keeping
that
the dream
out.
alive.
No one expected the quality of play we've seen out of East Carolina and Q-Bill Brightwing. We were just talking about it, Oddish and their picks. Not only their picks, but just showing confidence as a team and the mechanical skill, honestly.
Yeah.
The stitches hooks from them, the just quality play and control out of some very complex and difficult heroes. So it is very interesting and cool here on the side of Heroes of the Storm 2016, so you will not want to miss tomorrow's action. Sunday, March 27th, the Epic 8 begins at 2 p.m. sharp Eastern. streaming live on Watch PS, ESPN, YouTube, and Twitch TV. And of course, we keep mentioning it, but you will not want to miss the live event happening Saturday, April 9th, the Heroic 4 at 8 p.m., Sunday, April 10th, Grand Finals at 8 p.m., all live from Seattle, Washington's CenturyLink Field Event Center, and also ESPN2. It is going to be an incredible event. I know, I can't wait to see it. We saw last year how amazing it was. Do you remember how much confetti they dumped on the crowd?
Dude, it was hard to breathe in that thing. There was so much confetti.
I don't think I could see.
It was fierce.
The confetti was everywhere.
But I just wanna point it out, like how big of a deal that this is going to be an ESPN2.
Yes.
Like that's actually massive. Like people don't understand how cool it is to have esports on national television to that level.
And not just one day like last year.
Right, 2 full days.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Prime time. It's going to be awesome. A lot to be excited for as fans of esports in general and Heroes of the Storm as a game. So much more action coming for you for Heroes of the Storm and Heroes of the Storm 2016. Be with us tomorrow. You will not want to miss the action. On behalf of SolidJake Kulinski, my name is Kevin Johnson, also known as Cloaken. We will see you tomorrow.